So let's see our new topic today about the recursion. So recursion means it is a function calling itself. Normally a function is called from the main, as we have done many example, but in a recursion what are we going to do is the main, that will be our function. So the same function keeps calling itself until a stop condition is used. That means a base condition. If the base condition is not used, if we don't stop the recursion, the program will run forever. So it must have a base condition. So let's see the structure. First of all, we have a functions, and then inside it we have the base condition. This is a base case, and then we will end the call, and then again we have a function. This is our recursive call, right? So base call and a recursive call. So base call means what? Condition where recursion stops. As we have already said, if it does not use the stop condition, that the loop, then the recursion program will run forever. That's why we use the base case. And recursive case means a function calling itself, right? So we have normally recursion have a four types. First type is our direct recursion. Direct recursion means function calling itself directly, right? That means we are going to see the example. So void means what? So we'll discuss it later what it is. So here void means the functions that never return a value to its caller. And then font means what? The functional name, and inside it will be a parameter, right? Now here we are calling the function call itself directly. So this is our direct recursion. So we have indirect recursion. So indirect recursion means functions call another functions which calls the first. So for example, I have written example here. So let's see. So A calls the another function, and B again calls the first function. So example here we can see. So here first of all we call the A functions call the B functions, and again B functions call the A functions. So this is the indirect recursion. And we have a tail recursion. So tail recursion means recursive call is a last statement. So what does that means? So we call the recursive call in the last statement. So this is our recursive call, and we call in the last statement. As we can see here, void font. So here we have a functional name and the parameter, right? And this is our base condition, right? So if we don't use this, then our program runs forever. So that's why we use the base case. And then return means what? It will end our program. Then printf means it is going to print our end. And then font means this is our recursive call. That's it. So here we have in our fourth, we have the tree recursion. So tree recursion means what? The function call itself multiple times. For example, the Fibonacci sequence, which will be our and so in Fibonacci sequence we are calling a multiple function is called the multiple times. So this is called our tree recursion. So we have another call stock concept. So call stock means when a recursion runs, then each function is stored in a memory which is called our stack, right? For example, we have factorial 5 4 3 2 1 up to 1. So then it returns in a reverse order, which will be our factorial 1 2 3 4 5. So this is called our stock memory. So what we have differences between recursion. So recursion and a loop. So recursion means a function will call itself, whereas in the loop it uses a for while condition, right? So in a recursion code is shorter, right? In loop many condition is used, like code sometimes it is longer, and then recursion is sometimes slower as well, but loop is faster. Okay, let's see our basic example of a recursion to print a number. we will start from include studio dot add. So this input, and so this compiler will tell or uh, allow us to printf and the scanf. Without this we cannot use the printf. Now we are going to use the void. So void is our function that will never return the value to our caller. So we have a void, and then we have our function name, which we will put the print, and then inside the function here we are going to put our parameter int n. Now I'm going to simply use the base condition. So here base condition will be n is greater than 5. In that scenario, please return. So if what I have written in this condition is, this is our base condition, without this recursion program will run forever. That's why I'm going to put the base condition. So here what we have said, if 1 is greater than 5, so it is false or true condition. It's a false condition, then it will return the value. So in a recursion, on what I'm doing in the condition is, if the condition is false then print it, otherwise if the condition is true then the program will stop. So this is how our program is going to work. So here we are going to simply print f, here our data type, and then after we are going to print n. Then what are we going to print now? So we are going to print the n plus 1. This is our recursive call, and then after this we are going to use the main program. So here we are going to simply print our 1. We are simply calling a functions. So here we are. As you can see, we have print 1 2 3 4 5. So how does it work is, let's print again. I want to print it in separate line. So 1 2 3 4 5, as you can see it. What happened? So first of all what happened, first of all it gives the so first of all what happened here is, we are first of all the function call, it will happen, that will be 1. So if 1 is less than 5, then return, then end the call, then print it. After this printing, again increment one number, here will be again increment, after incrementing a number it will call a print 2, right? It will call the functions, again 2 is less than greater than 5, false, then it will print, and again it will call the recursive call, then again it is go until and unless our loop is true, until and unless our loop is false, then it is going to print. And if our loop is, that's why the base condition is very important. Until and unless our loop is false, it is going to print, otherwise the loop will stop, otherwise this condition will stop if it is true. Now let's see in our debugging. So this is how it's going, we are going to know step by step. So here we can see that if, so already n is, because already there will be a call of n, so 1 is less than 5, false, right? It is going to print the n value, again it is going to increment 1, and it is going to call, there will be a recursive call, and after recursive call again it is going to into the loop in the condition, then it is going to check 2 is greater than 5, false, it is going to print n value, again call the call the number 3, there will be recursive call. So it is going to call up to the 5 times, then check up to the 6 time. If 6 is greater than 5, true, then the condition stops. Now the condition stops, and it is going to print our. So this is how it is going to print our number from 1 to 5. So this is how it works.